What's up, everybody? It was a good weekend in the world of racing. Pay no attention to my glowing phone. It was really good. I thought that we accomplished a lot of good stuff over the weekend. A lot of good stuff happened. Sadly, no one remembers most of it after, yeah, Martinsville, the way that ended. If you didn't see it, find the Twitter handle. Find Racing Rosinski on there if you're on Twitter. I think I might have shared to the Facebook page as well. But what Ross did was just, I don't know, that was otherworldly, but he took the cake for it. I'd say that the NASCAR races were more exciting and had more action than the F1 race. No offense to them. The race, had some good racing throughout, but up front it was just follow the leader for a long time, which sucked. I got to see the last races of the American flat track season, the Volusia half mile, which were good. They finally aired those. Yeah, we got to see it. Champions, crowned and all that, or I went over all the stuff before, but really cool. Good racing there at the end happened. A lot of crybabies out there because of the Ross move, a lot of people throwing fits, in the F1 world. But really, the big thing to me is Ty Gibbs is a silver spoon asshole. Hey, how many times have we all been listening to me or staring at this ugly mug saying, with me saying, well, he earned a little bit of respect because he drove like a human being. And then he turns around and does something extraordinarily stupid. And then he's really a terrible liar at it. I mean, he's really, really a terrible, terrible liar trying to cover his own ass when he does do something extremely stupid. Sorry, it's just not a good look, dude. Not a good look at all. But I said F1 Mexican GP, Max Verstappen on pole. There were some interesting things. It was a good, exciting start there for a little bit, but again, a lot of follow the leader. Daniel Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda make contact, ended Yuki's day. I want to say, in my personal opinion, that the rules with passing and how you can do things in F1 is just ridiculous. I mean, he was under him. He came down in, but it'll be Daniel's fault because he didn't do it fast enough or early enough. And that's about ridiculous the way they do some of that stuff. Got a penalty for it, but still stayed up there. Got the driver of the day. So congratulations to him after all the trash people have talked about him all year. Finally did it without a shadow of a doubt. Showed what he could do. And really the only other thing was how much slower Sergio Perez's pit stops were compared to Max. Like they doubled up Max, over doubled Max's time, a lap apart. So it sucked to see that. It didn't change, the outcome. So can't be mad about any of it. But again, it was just weird to see them be that far off and have issues with one just because, how they normally are, and especially in F1 means someone's in out by how good they are. So strange to see, but Max Verstappen got the win, shocker. Lewis Hamilton second, Checo Perez third, George Russell fourth, Carlos Sainz fifth, Charles Leclerc sixth, and Ricardo seventh, Ocon eighth, Norris ninth, Valtteri Bottas 10th, Sebastian Vettel finished 14th in his last, Mexican GP down the lap, which sucked. And then Mick Schumacher 16th, Kevin Magnussen 17th, a bad week for the Haas's again. But now the points is where the interesting stuff comes in, boys and girls. Checo, maybe Sergio Perez now leads Charles Leclerc by 5 points for second. And Lewis has a 5-point lead over Carlos Sainz for fifth right now. And then George Russell is comfortably 15 points ahead of Lewis in fourth, which again, the way they keep running, as you can see, it's staying very close and it only changes a couple points here and there. So I feel confident that he's good there unless something catastrophic happens. But second and third and fifth and sixth are within 5 points of each other, and it's real easy to go and make that up. So if you're not watching the stuff, I would highly recommend it still. Those races are fantastic if you look at everything behind Max, because again, he has the mile an hour advantage and he just drives away from everybody like they're standing still. But the race behind him is good. Got to see Xfinity Series Dead on Tools 250. Brandon Jones on pole in one stage one. Ty Gibbs one stage two. And there are people like it was racy. AJ was struggling. Like there was good racing when there had to be. There was a big wreck with 31 to go that like just closed off the whole entire, exit of turn four, just cars everywhere. That was the big moment. I want to say I really, really enjoyed the racing between AJ Allmendinger and Justin Allgaier because it was hard racing. That's actually what hard racing looks like. They weren't killing each other. They weren't wrecking each other. They were just, using each other how you have to when you need that spot. Short track racing. Did it suck to see the tire go down on AJ? Yeah, because that ended his run for the championship after being regular season champion. But they went down there. Everyone shook hands. Everyone hugged. Everyone was all good about it. That's actually good hard racing. They weren't trying to dump each other. They weren't trying to wreck each other. And that's what good hard racing is compared to the shit that we saw come from Ty Gibbs. Surprise, surprise. No one should be. Ty Gibbs got the win. Sheldon Creed was second. Riley Herbst got a third. Noah Gragson fourth. Justin Allgaier fifth. Sam Mayer sixth. Nick Sanchez seventh. So good for him. It's a hell of a run. Hemrick eighth. Austin Hill ninth. Blaine Perkins 10th. Again, hell of a run. Raja Caruth 12th. Great run for him. Congratulations. AJ was 16th. Sammy Smith 18th in the 18. And Brandon Jones ended up falling to 23rd. But a lot of good runs in there for people that needed them. And the championship fours, Noah Gragson, Ty Gibbs, Josh Berry, and Justin Allgaier, 3 junior motorsports guys, and 1 Toyota being Ty Gibbs because of, well, whatever word you like to use to describe what he did to his own teammate at the end of the race at Martinsville. And Brandon's going to JRM next year. So, I mean, payback is a dish best served cold. And it's not like Ty doesn't have it coming. He continuously proves that he has it coming. I have a lot more feelings on that. I'll get to it after we talk about the Cup race, but no one can deny he doesn't have a lot of payback coming his way because he's just a dick. He really, really, really is. There's no other way to call it. But Cup Series, Xfinity 500, Kyle Larson on pole. And then Denny Hamlin was back compared to how bad he ran in the spring. They figured it all out, got everything, where it's super fast, super competitive, easily won stage 1 and 2. Slow pit stop got him out of the lead, and he never got it back. But 3 Fords with fire issues as well. Haven't seen any word on that. And then that slow stop took Denny out of the lead, put him, and he can never get it back. Kyle Busch was junk all day. Like, real legit, like junk. I think he was down 4 laps by the end of the first stage. He was just bad. I don't know another word to describe it. His tires were really, his tires did have a lot of issues on those first stops. I mean, he was missing half a tire. So, the tire issue, and they got him better after that. But once he was down 4 laps that fast, it was too late. It's a shame to see him go out after all those years of winning and dominance with Gibbs and Toyota, to see it going out with a whimper like it is right now. But nothing you can do about it. Sadly, there's nothing anyone can do to make it not go that way. So I'm sure he's just looking forward to getting done with next weekend and it being over. Now, there was a blistering pace. At one point, there was only like 13 cars on the lead lap, no cautions till the end for any sort of incident or anything. And there was a few incidents there at the end. Some big hits with brake failures. So glad to see Austin Dillon and Landon Castle were okay after those hits, because there was some, monster hits going into 3 there. Don't like seeing it, but glad to see everyone got out. I was glad to see Tyler Reddick parked it when he's having migraine symptoms instead of trying to be Superman and fighting it and staying in there, because I've had to deal with migraines. I've had to drive home from work at night in the Marine Corps on active duty with a migraine, with one eye open, squinting, and the other one was as shut as I could make it because my head felt like it was going to explode. And I didn't have to do that in a fire suit, in a hot car, with all those G's and adrenaline. Like, I was glad to see that he said enough is enough, and to see Richard, good old Childers, being that supportive of the decision and getting him out of the car, because, safety is paramount. And again, anyone that's ever had like an actual migraine, when your head feels like it's going to explode, the last thing he needed to be was in a race car. So glad to see that happen, just because, again, I know what it feels like. So and I know how much fun it isn't. And it was, again, everyone talking all they have about his and Richard's relationship. It was good to see him do that. But Christopher Bell won. Second time this playoffs, he won an elimination race when he had to win. First Throval. Now this at Martinsville, he moves on to the championship four. I'd say watch out for him because that kid, he's figured it out at the right time. Kyle Larson was second, Blaney third, Chastain fourth, Hamlin fifth, Logano sixth, Byron seventh, Bubba eighth, Chase Briscoe ninth, Chase Elliott 10th, Harrison Burton 11th. So there you go. Congratulations to him. Don't give him, I give him credit when it's due. And there it is. Todd Gilliland 13th. Another good run. Good for him. Cole Custer 14th, and he was up there in the top five most of the day. So he didn't finish anywhere near as good as he ran. But just to see him up there, which he hasn't pretty much done ever, pretty terrible year, actually. That was great to see. Sucked again that it was only 14th because he was in the top five most of the day. But good run regardless. Eric Jones 18th, teammate Ty Dillon 31st, and sad news for Brad Keselowski because he finished in fourth position, but got moved back to last place because the car didn't make minimum weight set by NASCAR. But sucks, to see because it was a great run for him and the team. But the rules are the rules, and that's a simple one. I mean, weight. I'd like to know how it made weight beforehand. That's something we're gonna have to figure out. And again, I could have missed on, but just much get super clarity on these things would be better, I think, for the sport as a whole. It's not everyone just sitting there questioning everything because they suck. It's just my opinion though. But the championship forward, Logano, Bell, Chastain, and Elliott. Denny missed out by like 2 points, I believe that was. And he already said he was going to finish fifth in the championship before they even go into next week. And I think he only has 11 points on Byron. So I'm now rooting even more for Byron, even if it's against, I know, against Denny. What are the odds? I'm rooting for the person, but to say he's, going to finish fifth now, like next week isn't even going to happen. Byron doesn't have a chance. Hopefully Byron gets him because, sorry, I just think he's so far up his own ass. That's why he hasn't, gotten the championship yet. No, it just keeps coming up short. Karma is real. And again, I liked Denny at the beginning of his career. I was a wonder, there was something to him, and he's just turned into like a pretentious, entitled ass. And here we are. I don't have to like it, but I'm pretty sure most of us can agree on that. And if you're mad about the Ross thing, I mean, grow up because I've never seen that before, never seen it. When I say before, I mean work. That never works. People try. The working part of it doesn't seem to happen a lot, but it is what it is. And, I was excited to see it. But overall, on the weekend, there's a bunch of stuff, close it out here. Again, sucks to see Brad go from fourth to last, but minimum weights are minimum weights, and you have to make sure that you meet them. See, what they did, what like just what happened. Something fell out of the car, anything, just weird like that. I'm not expecting to see anything. I'm just saying in case something did happen. We'll see. Max Verstappen now on the tippy top alone for most wins in an F1 season. I believe he's at 14 now. So goodbye to Michael Schumacher, who was tied for the record. Also the record for most points in a season as well. He's dominated all, what do I say, going in every race. I'm just going to pick Max till someone gives me a consistent reason to believe they can. And he's leaps and bounds ahead of his own teammate, which we've seen happen before, Ferraris, Mercedes, so it doesn't surprise me, but he's just gone. So I don't think he's done yet. Obviously, he's going to get more points. He's going to get more wins, and no one's going to be able to get anywhere near those records ever again. I don't think. Yeah, that's a big one. I mean, maybe himself next year. They're this much better than everyone, but we don't know. But congratulations to him. No matter how boring it is to watch, him, because he's normally so far ahead, they still give us good races behind. So I can't complain too much. Austin Hill punching Myatt Snyder, people calling it a sucker punch. Apparently no one knows what a sucker punch is. I just wish I could see the whole video, not just the aftermath of people trying to separate them. But from what I hear, how many times does someone have to tell you to get out of their face and to go away? I heard it was at least 3 or 4 times before, well, all hell broke loose. I don't want to be anywhere near you. When get the hell away from me when he tells you to, especially when you got 4 warnings. I haven't been able to find the whole video. So if I see the whole video, it might change my mind. I don't think it will, but I've seen the aftermath and what people have said, like in the sport. So, is it nice to punch someone in the face? Probably not. But if someone's pissed off and telling me to get the hell out of their face and they're that size, I'm dumb, but I'm getting the hell out of his face. So if I see the whole thing, it might change my mind, but you never know. Ty Gibbs says he doesn't like being called a silver spoon punk bitch, but well, he wants all this respect and to earn respect, and he's trying to do that and change. And then he does stupid shit like that. And I'm sorry to everyone that he tried to move him. Pull up the Jesus card in the post race interview while you're lying through your teeth saying you just wanted to move him. But like they do realize it was like what? Well over 200 lap race. How many times did he bump people all race? How many times did he buckle his hood because he just drove through the person? He could try to say he just wanted to move him all he wants. He buckled his hood. He hit him so hard. And he's still sitting there lying through his teeth about it. And again, throwing Jesus in there at the same time while you're lying through your teeth. And God, sorry, I'm going to check lying isn't a good thing. You know how fast you had to go to bump people. You're doing it all day. You didn't go anywhere near caving in your hood in the process of that. There's a very fine difference, and that motherfucker knows it. He knows it. Apparently, he thinks we're all stupid and we don't know it. But like, come on, man, no one's that dumb. You know what you did, and we'll see what happens. I mean, Brandon Jones going to JRM next year now ties in the playoffs alone against 3 JRM guys. If I was Brandon, I really wouldn't care. See you bye, Ty. I got the chance just for him ruining his what would have been him in the playoffs with the chance of the championship. I'd personally make life as difficult as it possibly could for one Ty Gibbs in Phoenix. Do I think Brandon Jones has that in him? I hope he does, but one way to find out, and I'd be pissed still. So, and I don't remember who it was said I'd be punching him in the face behind the stage right. He wouldn't be smiling taking pictures. Oh no, yeah, he wouldn't be taking pictures of that clock. What I would have been like that would have turned vile because it was a shit move, and then lying about it sucks. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. He does that stuff in the Cup Series, like he has a few times this year to just his teammates alone. It's going to be a very long ride for Ty Gibbs. Ross Chastain's move to advance and to eliminate Denny, and Denny actually calling it brilliant. So well executed. I guess that's one way to describe it. People wanting a rule change, I think it's a waste of time. I don't think it would do anything. And where else would it work? I've seen people say maybe Phoenix, but it's so wide. I've seen people say uh, Loudon, New Hampshire, but I just think the turns are so much bigger circumference to get around. It wouldn't have the same effect because there's so much to get around there. Like, where else would it work? What's the point of, they just happen to have the amount of banking there and all of that where the perfect storm happened and it shouldn't have worked. How many times we've seen people try it? It doesn't work. It was just Hail Mary and it worked. So let's, leave it at that. Larson calling it embarrassing, to the sport and all that. I swear he tried to do it in an old car. Didn't work. In fact, we've seen Kyle Larson try to do that full send a few times in a few different things, whether it's trucks at Eldora, at Darlington, you name it, he's tried. For him, of all people, to say it's embarrassing doesn't really make a lot of sense. He's just pissed off that he tried to do it before and it didn't work. Granted, that car just crumbled, it wasn't built so he could just ride the wall like that. But an embarrassment, I think. Now, look NASCAR is trending bigger than I've seen all year so far, just off of that, minus a fight here and there. So, just let it be. But I think that again, making new rules and all that would be a waste because where else can they actually physically do it? And that's a real question. Where can they physically do it? That would work. Go in the comments. Tell me. Somehow find me and tell me. I just can't think of anywhere it actually would. Just, circumference, banking, size of the tracks, size of the turns. I just don't see it working anywhere else. Hopefully they don't waste their time with that because they have bigger fish to fry and things to, deal with. And again, Denny's out. So that's exciting. You all know how I feel. I made a show about it. If you haven't, find it. It's down there somewhere. My feelings on why I think Denny Hamlin's a dick, and you'll understand more. But his teammate Christopher Bell, second time this playoffs, had to win to advance at the Roval, went out and did it. Had to win to advance to the championship floor at Martinsville, did it. So congratulations to him. I think everyone needs to watch out for him. This he's hot at the right point when and their backs are against the wall. They find a way and they do it. So, again, watch out. I think he's going to be real dangerous. Only time will tell. But thanks for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, if you're listening to this, just go subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit like on the video. It's a video of this, but it helps me out. Twitter, Racing Rosinski, on, Rumble, Facebook, YouTube. Just go find them all, like them, share everything out. Let me know what you think. And I'll be back later this week for episode 78. So until then, enjoy your week. Peace.